Hi, it's Core Goddess here for Chick Chats, and I have a guest today. This is my friend Garth, who Garth served 60,
Okay.
yeah, 60, 60, 67.
Yes.
You were in Vietnam.
Yes.
Yes.
And
But you also are knowing that nature is really good for veterans.
it is.
Whether they have PTSD or whether they have stress or whether you have depression issues. And we're going to be headed over to this Heart Lake today. So
Yes.
why is nature so important?
Well, there's something about nature. It heals. It just heals. When you hear well, I don't know if this will pick up the sound of the stream, but we can hear the stream. This beautiful mountain stream. And it's ice melt, it's snow melt. Even it's been a long drought-filled year, and yet this water is still flowing. And if you're right here, you can hear that water flowing. You know, the surge, the power, the majesty. And the air is so sweet up here. And the sunshine, the greenery, you know, the various trees, all the plants. And it's just, sometimes it's hard to articulate. It's just being and taking in the odors and just relaxing and trying to not think too much about what we've just left behind in the cities.
So when we come up here, make a conscious point to say stop.
Yes.
To what came up with you and leave it below.
Thank you, dear.
So for helping veterans and our families, but also people who are stressed out.
Regardless if they've never been in the military, it's universal.
Nature is.
Yes, it is.
And would you introduce our dear friend, our four-legged companion?
This is Bella.
So.
And
Bella,
my
this is
girlfriend
Bella.
got her years ago, about 11 and a half years ago, and she had her. My beloved girlfriend had her back to me. And turned around with a little 6-week-old puppy and said, "Meet Bella." And it was love at first sight.
Well, this is awesome. So anyway, thank you very much. It's still showing, even though it disappears. It kind of times out, and that's just one of its little idiosyncrasies, as we would say. But one of the things that I've been frustrated with is dealing with regional agencies that don't know how to help Iraqi veterans, because they're different than the Vietnam veterans and the Korean.
They're so different. They're actually very much alike. Sometimes the way things change, there are differences, but there are commonalities.
Right.
The eternal commonalities that really don't change. And that's, sometimes they say, well, Vietnam veterans won't understand Iraqi veterans, and the World War II veterans didn't understand, but actually...
The Korean.
Yes.
The Forgotten War.
Exactly.
As many of right now, they're kind of like the forgotten once they get home. You know, they get a little hoopla, and then after that, they're back in...
That's the thing.
You know?
And so the main thing, we veterans from whatever era, we have to appreciate each other for whatever branch of service we were in, whatever service, whatever type of combat, whatever era. We have to appreciate each other as brothers in arms. And another thing,
and sisters.
That's what I was leading up to, because when I was up at a conference up in Washington State, and things were going quite well, and it was so good to be with my brothers. I walked out the door, and I turned around, and here are these dear wives and girlfriends. And I said, those of us who survived combat that are here now, a lot of us wouldn't be here if it wasn't for their loved ones. The women who have been with them and kept them alive for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, thank you, honest, because that's what my friend Rick McCulley in his book Charlie Horse, he received a letter almost every week, and he made it into a newsletter for those people that didn't get letters, because he saw how many people, their families didn't even write them. And so pretty soon he had a newsletter, and so in his book Charlie Horse, you know, he would post it, and it'd be, you know, what's going on? I can't even remember her name now, but I'll call her Terry for whatever. You know, how's Terry doing? She ends up getting pregnant while they're gone. And it gave them a piece of humanity. It gave them a girl to think about for guys, you know, and maybe girls need guys to think about. But when we have just someone to care, then we have something to come home for.
Yes.
Something to work through that horrible moment and realize that, you know, and when we get home now, and when we come back home, this is the point about nature and wanting us to share the Heart Lake, It's off of U.S. Forest Service Road 17.
You got it right, finally. Just a little GI humor as I duck. She's got a wicked left or right.
Yeah, anyhow. So for those of you that are watching, I hope that you can find it's off of Highway 44, which is headed east up to Mount Lassen. This is in the northern part of California in the United States.
In the Cascade Range.
In the Cascade Range. I called it the Sierra Nevadas, so I'm that California blonde too. Ha! I thought the Sierra Nevadas extended this far. It turns out it's a part of the Cascade Range. So as you come off of Highway 44, we take broke off Meadows Road, and then there's a Christian camp, big sign, and so then you follow that up and you're heading
at Viola. In other words, when you're on Highway 44 heading easterly towards Lassen Park, you turn off at the sign that says Viola. And then right beyond there, at the Brokoff Meadows Road, is this beautiful Christian camp and a big, beautiful sign, blue letters that says Lassen Pines Christian Conference Center.
And if you look past, they have a pond. So as you drive past, it's very easy to find. It's right on a corner. It's right off of 44. You stay straight on it. It tees, so it dead ends into the Road 17. So once you get onto this broke off mountain road, you stay on it, and if you look to the right as you go through the Christian camp, you might actually meet Paul Bunyan.
That's correct.
So we got to get on the road, and we thank you, and we hope that you get to take this hike someday, because it's worth making the trip here to find it. And I just found it due to my friend, so thank you. Because I knew with my veteran, if I got him out in nature, it helped him balance, throwing rocks around, becoming like the bear, the kid, the child. We all are helped by nature. And Garth has been helping me understand also the magic of water and being around a water, the negative ions. It actually helps us emotionally calm down. It's like the ocean, the negative ions of a rushing river.
And then the music of the rushing.
And you've had me stop and smell the air. And so stopping and smell, not to the roses, but smelling the air in the alpine meadows.